Yeah, literally, here we go.
Oh my gosh. This is the worst music ever. But I can't help but...
You can't help but feel like it's us.
I feel like I'm in an elevator.
And we're going down.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Well, we're definitely not going up. Oh my gosh. Our whole life is a dumpster fire. Didn't you say that earlier? And welcome to our podcast.
And welcome to the podcast.
Oh my goodness. So welcome to Somehow I Marriage. My name is Noelle.
And my name is David. You didn't have to point at me.
I had to point at you like it was your turn to talk.
We've like screwed this up so many times that it's like we know what we're going to have to say.
My name is Noelle, and now it's your turn.
Thank you for giving me permission as...
I was not giving you permission.
As your husband.
I was giving you opportunity. Ooh.
You just say that when we're driving and you're giving me the directions. You're like, I'm giving you the opportunity to turn right. And say it in a very snarky way, too.
Hey, listen, I wouldn't have to give you directions if you knew where you were going.
I don't need to know where I'm going because I have a GPS. And because I have a GPS, I don't need you to tell me also where to go. So I have two women, like one in a very shrill voice and another in a not so shrill. The cell phone
the GPS
is shrill.
Yeah. I knew
you're not shrill.
Nice save on that one.
I save myself.
Yeah. The only thing is I just like to be prepared. If it says turn right in 2 miles, I'd like to go ahead and be in the right lane, instead of when it says turn right in 50 feet.
Raise your hand if you've been in an accident. Oh, wait, why did I raise my hand? See, I was trying to get you to do what I wanted you to do. I should have just been like, raise your hand.
Isn't that our whole marriage? You're trying to get me to do what you want me to
do. Okay. Touche.
Oh, man, sorry. Remember when you said that you were triggered by the word independent in my Ave Maria Singles profile?
Yeah, which leads us to the title of our first podcast episode, which is Find a Wife Who You Can Acquire for $168. I kind of like telling people that we met on a Catholic dating website. Total strangers. I don't mind saying that. Like, people ask, how did you meet your wife? And I don't mind saying I met her on a Catholic dating website, which I follow up with. It's called CatholicChicks.com.
Yeah, and then you have people Googling that, and you don't...
Mostly teenagers.
I don't know. Yeah, I think
which is interesting.
I have to say, I think it's kind of cute when boys are Googling CatholicChicks.com, like
I think it's kind of
Catholic
perverted.
Chick. Well, it could be. It's better than some of the things that could be Googled.
True.
That's for sure.
Yeah, it's still it's still an awkward moment.
It is. I feel like it's awkward to even say Ave Maria Singles because, like, that's intense.
That was the dating website.
Latin and it's a singles. It's a little intense. Ave Maria Singles.
Yeah, anytime you say Latin, it's intense. It's in teepees. It's
like,
in wigwams.
What kind of people am I going to meet on this?
Does Ave Maria Singles, are they still up and running?
I don't even know. I don't know. I reached out to one of the founders a while ago and I didn't hear back. So I'm not sure. But we've met people that have met on that website, though.
Yeah.
So
each other.
Yeah. So it bore some fruit. We bore some fruit. We've got 13 kids.
Yeah.
Not 13 kids.
Yeah. Wow,
we've been married for 13 years and we've got 6 kids.
That's a lot of fruit.
Yeah.
It's pretty fruity.
So, oh my gosh. Gosh, please don't ever say that again. Oh no. You don't need to sit next to the applause button.
I don't need to sit next to any buttons, yet here I am.
In control of the applause.
So what would take us through your... I know you've told me this before, but I just like hearing stories about myself. Take me through why you signed up for Ave Maria Singles, aka CatholicChicks.com. Like, what led you to that? Because a lot of people these days, I'm talking like I'm on a podcast. A lot of people these days, they are meeting people, people in different ways, romantically than they did, 60, whatever years ago.
Yeah, 60 years ago, you were just betrothed, right? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Betrothed?
How 60 years ago really wasn't that long ago.
We weren't
If you
even
think
born.
about it, you're almost 40.
60
So
years
that was
ago?
only 20 years before
I
you were
wasn't born.
I know.
How could I?
But you said 60 years ago like it was ancient, but
It is. 60-year-old people, I don't understand them.
okay. Well, they wouldn't have been getting married anyway because they were infants. So they're
Gross.
60 now. Okay. Anyway,
Yeah.
So I was wow. This is the worst. No,
What was the question?
yeah. So I was a serial dater for a little while. Just I felt like I always had to be in a relationship, and so I just was in a relationship with kind of. I wasn't very discerning. Let's put it that way. I wasn't very discerning. I just was like, oh, this person is into me. They're a nice person, so we should date and we should be in a relationship. Because I don't know why I thought that way, but I think I was insecure. And I started Ave Maria Singles when I got out of a relationship that I'd been in with a guy for a couple of years. But breaking up, getting back together, breaking up, getting back together, and
You were
a lot of that.
You were with a lot of men.
Wow. When you say it like that, I don't know. Why would I sign up on CatholicChicks.com? What is that? That's the wrong website.
Wow.
Maybe that's the right website. I don't know. Okay. So I was, I just thought that we would get married just because I'd invested so much time and energy into this relationship. And I had a bad understanding of what love is a decision means. I was like, love is a decision, so I'm choosing to love this person, but not realizing this person's not really choosing to love me back, at least to the same level of what should be expected in a married relationship. So actually I went to see the movie. It's not appropriate, so I won't mention it on our podcast.
Plug it.
I'm not going to mention it.
It led you to me.
Okay. It was called Knocked Up.
Wow. That
I know, don't watch
Yikes.
it. It's not appropriate.
well, Swingers is what inspired me to be comfortable asking out women. You got to be the bear, man. See, you're the bear with the claws, and women, they're just like these bunnies, and they want to be caught. And I saw, or my friend told me about that scene. I didn't even see the movie, actually. It was just my friend reenacting it in the car.
So that was like your motivational speech.
Yeah, from the movie Swingers.
Yeah. Okay. Well, mine was Knocked Up. And
wow, these are really inappropriate.
And so, but basically that whole movie is this woman who is trying to change this guy that she's with, who's just into video games and stuff like that. And I was like, man, I saw myself in this character and left that movie just praying like, oh Lord, what do I do? And I felt like he said to me, you could stay in this relationship and I'll be with you.
Wait, the movie said that, or
no, the Lord said to me,
because movies,
he said to me,
sometimes movies speak to you.
He used that super dysfunctional relationship in that movie to speak to me, like to shine a light
through a mirror. It reflects off a mirror. It doesn't shine through the mirror. That's glass.
Like a laser. It was a laser. And oh my gosh, no. And so anyway, he said he would be with me. The Lord said that. The relationship ended, but he said he would be with me if I stayed in the relationship, or that I could let go and trust him, that he had something better for me. And so I broke up, and for the first time I really tried to focus on my relationship with the Lord, and put him first in my life, and then felt a strong pull to sign up for this website. And I thought that was weird, and I met some weird people on the website.
How many weird people did you meet before me? I mean, well, before me, like I'm not weird. Like, yeah, no. How many weird guys, me included, did you meet before we...
I went on a date with a guy who really loved Elvis, dressed like him, had his hair like him, and really was fascinated by the fact that I used to live in Memphis.
Wow.
That was an awkward date. But mostly it was just awkward conversations.
I don't think you told me about the Elvis guy.
Actually, here's the thing though. You had an awkward intro as well, though, to me.
I thought it was very appealing.
And if I had known that your mom came up with that line
Whoa.
I feel like our relationship started off.
The people on the podcast do not know that detail yet. Now that's a little bit juicy. And
Okay, so I
have
signed
to
up.
dive
I
into
signed
that.
up. I got a message from you that said, hey, I can see by your profile that you can't cook. So if it works out between us, we'll probably starve.
Yeah, and
that was
my
weird.
mom here. Okay, that was my pickup line to you, which I think is great. And my mom didn't come up with it, but it was inspired by my mom because I was browsing all the beautiful bunnies
With your mom.
No, not with my mom. That would be awkward. I showed her.
No, you said.
I showed her the finalists. Okay, whatever I said. Who cares what I said? I showed her the finalists. I didn't go through all the beautiful bunnies with that would be awkward, and I probably would do something like that. But I had.
Can you not say beautiful bunnies? That's a different website altogether, I think.
That was a swingers reference. That was you got to be the bear. The women are the bunnies.
Can you please not? Can you please the women on the website?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Clients,
I
if you
give
will.
chastity talks too. If you want to hire me to speak to the young men of your parish,
Motivational dating. He's a motivational dating coach.
pay me money. What's it called? No. So I showed my mom I think there was two or three women that I had beautiful bunnies. Sorry, that I had narrowed it down to, and one was from Hawaii. Or was in Hawaii, and that was kind of too far.
I have an ex-boyfriend that's retired in Hawaii.
And I don't want to hear about it.
And here I am in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, okay. Well, on the cusp of something great, 13 years later, it's a long haul investment. I'll bear fruit.
Oh my gosh.
What's it called? Give me some time. Give me more time, Lord. Just chop down this tree. Give me more time. So it was the Hawaii lady, and then another lady was the dog lady. She was into dogs.
And looky here. What do we
now
have?
You've become the dog lady. Someday you'll become the Hawaii lady too. Somehow that was a foretaste of what I have to look forward to. See these three women, I'm going to give you one, but all three of them are rolled into one. It's like a trinity of.
It's like a harem.
It's like a psycho schizophrenic person.
David.
All right. Anyway, so and then there was you. So my mom was like, oh, you don't like dogs, and then she saw your profile and she saw that you had listed. See, you were weird too on your profile. Why would you list I don't know how to cook? What,
it was a disclaimer. I signed up for Ave Maria singles, David. The men on this site are looking for a domesticated woman.
Yeah, so why?
Of which I am not.
I'm surprised
it's a fraud.
I'm surprised you even got found.
I can't believe they even let me get on there.
Yeah.
Yep.
We should complain about each other.
Don't we already do that to our friends?
Yeah, that's a sin. You should. All right,
kidding.
detraction.
I already went to confession.
You detract.
All right.
So anyway, where
your mom
were we?
said,
Getting back to it. So my mom said, "Oh, David, she can't even cook. So if it works out between you, you'll starve." And then she laughed and left the room. Oh, thanks, Mom. So I turned that into a pickup line, and it worked. You thought that was pretty clever, and you were attracted by my photos.
Clever is not the word that I would use. Interesting is the word that I would use.
More interesting than Elvis?
No. So
wow. Yes. I
wouldn't.
Thanks for paying me quite the compliment.
Okay. But it was 3 days later before I responded to you. I just kept going back to your profile.
It took Jesus 3 days to rise from the tomb.
That's right. I know it's very spiritual, number 3. So it's meant to be. If somebody waits 3 days before they respond to your text or your message or your phone call, it's meant to be.
It's not ghosting.
Yeah, it's not ghosting.
It's resurrecting.
Wow.
Which involves some aspect of ghosts.
Well, no.
Because the body separated from the soul.
But
or the
resurrection
soul separated
is
from
with the body.
Well, I
Because
feel
he
like
can't-
we've
he
reached the
said-
ceiling of our theology. That don't you have a
Jesus
master's?
said I
Don't
did
you have
not
a
come back
master's in
as a
theology?
ghost.
Yeah, I just
See?
have a bachelor's. That's why I said that.
I know.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's okay. I'm here to help you.
Oh, he's got higher education,
No.
folks.
Genesis said, I will make for you a helpmate. Ta-da.
Was it Genesis or
Oh,
was
I mean,
it
God
Moses?
said that in
was
Genesis.
Was it Moses that
Moses.
didn't Moses write Genesis?
Okay, but I'm talking about in the first person, God said,
Yeah.
I will make for you a helpmate.
If you were quoting Tolkien from Lord of the Rings, you just basically gave the equivalent of Lord of the Rings said. No. Tolkien said.
Oh my gosh.
So
Anyway.
thank you, folks.
So then I also paid $168 for you.
Was
No refunds or exchanges.
Was I worth it? Do you think that I was, given our financial status right now, given our capital right now, would you say that was a good investment or
I mean,
fair prices?
If we put it in terms of our bank account, yeah, it was not money well spent. If we put it in terms of our
Wow. Okay.
our love,
Ends being a giant
that-
bee.
oh no. Okay, if we put it in terms of our love and our family life, then yeah, the investment has paid off in the million folds.
I personally didn't feel like that was a financial strain. I just asked my parents, could you put $168 in my debit card?
Me, on the other hand, I was a youth minister, and so this took a lot of prayer. I actually, for real, I prayed rosaries until I was ready to sign up for this, because it was a lot of money up front. And that's what the point was, that you pay a significant amount of money up front because you're serious about finding a spouse. You're not just messing around like what's that called? Like
Facebook?
No. Like no. Like Tinder or Plenty of Fish, or I don't think Tinder was around back then.
Facebook not? I mean, Facebook has a dating
It
option.
didn't back then.
No, well, they didn't really. No, of course not. But
Back
like
then.
what people do.
Back in our day.
Stop.
Okay.
Or I'm going to turn on the music. That's like my way to get you. Like, it's like turn on the fire hose.
Wow. That's abusive. Okay. No, but
Welcome to my asylum. Is that healthy?
yeah, it was $168 for this.
They shouldn't turn fire hoses on people. That's probably what creates jokers, like from DC Comics. He could have gotten help, but they turned the fire hose on him.
Yeah. No, that's the worst thing.
I've never read. How do you know?
I don't know, because it sounds like the worst thing. But I was going to tell you, when we were actually dating, we actually had to talk on the phone. People these days, now they can just FaceTime or video chat, see if they're interested. But all we had was talking on the phone.
No, but they had Skype.
But it was bad. I never used
what
it.
reception was?
Yeah, we never used it.
No, I think we didn't use it. You're remembering it wrong. I think we personally did not want to use it because I thought that was too weird. Like, it's like too personal. Like for us, I think
You also didn't want to pray with me because that was too personal. Oh, bachelor's degree.
okay, no, I was misinformed. But no, like.
Yeah.
I would pray. Didn't we pray together?
Well, because you didn't want to build a level of intimacy too fast before we had met in person.
Yeah, because some holy Catholic guys are like, I feel like God is calling us together. And like, you never say that to women. Like, you don't say that. And then I think when you pray, I don't know. I think you should always pray with people. But like, I think if there was anything to that way of thinking, like, you could start thinking that, yes, you're divinely destined to be. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm getting a sense from the Lord that you think I'm hot.
Yeah. Well, when we first met in person, though, that was really awkward. It wasn't until the second day, I think, that we kind of hit our stride, because we'd already been talking for 2 months on the phone.
Yeah, and maybe we should
at 9 o'clock when our minutes were free.
And maybe we should have Skyped, because then maybe it wouldn't have been so awkward.
I think it would have been awkward.
Really?
Yeah. But I think it was how we were meant to meet, because we both agree we wouldn't have liked each other if we met each other like in high school or something.
No, I'm pretty sure you would have loved me.
In your after school smokers club. Okay. I was in
good point.
I was
well, maybe in
homeschooled,
college.
so I wouldn't have liked you. But
Okay, you just assume like wow.
well, no, I thought we agreed on this a long time ago that like we had to meet at the time that we met to really, because we both had a lot of growing to do, I think.
Yeah, big time.
Over the years,
big time.
And that's not an insult to either one of us. It's just we had a lot of growing to do.
Well, though that wouldn't be out of the usual if you were trying to insult me.
Okay, who just said Ince being a giant bee?
Okay, who's bringing up something that happened? Let me check the time. That was a while ago, and you need to let that go.
Fine.
You've said a few things that I could bring up, but I just can't remember.
I know that's the benefit of being the wife. Okay, but anyways, so then when we met.
Wait! I haven't told.
Okay.
I haven't told why I signed up for
because you couldn't find anybody.
That is my story to tell, not yours.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't need your permission to go.
I'm waiting. I gave you the opportunity.
I am a man.
Okay.
I am the husband.
You're the bear.
Quiet, you bunny.
Oh my God.
Quiet, you little bunny.
Tell your story. We're waiting for you. We're waiting with bated breath. Okay.
Yeah, there really isn't much to tell. I couldn't find a girl. No one would date me.
Weren't you going to write a book about that?
Yeah. What's the name of it?
Why no one will date you.
Some guy is picking that up in Barnes and Nobles. Would it be in the romance section or the self-help?
I think it's self-help.
Oh, all right. Which is right next to the spiritual. Okay.
David's first number one bestseller, Why No One Will Date You.
Right next to the Bible. They were going to go pick up a Bible if they saw that, and they diverted. All right. Anyway, I think that in my life, it was the exact opposite. While you were dating anyone and everyone that had warm blood, I, on the other hand, was saving myself. No, I'm just...
Wow. Okay.
Yes, I mean that. No, it's not. People are like, oh, that's great that you saved yourself for your wife. No. Like literally, no one would date me. But I think that was a huge part of shyness. I think that was a huge part of this misunderstanding of what it means to be a man, pursuing versus, I think...
Stalking.
Well, I was going to say, I think I played hard to get. And to me, it was just like, oh, girls would just like my guitar playing. And then they would just like gravitate towards me because that's literally what, happens with all the rock stars. And I mean, that's what I'm destined to be. So why would that not start now? But yeah, that didn't really pan out. You actually were not even impressed by my guitar playing.
I was impressed.
I did a drum solo on my guitar and you literally and afterwards I remember I leaned in for a kiss. This was after we were already dating, and I leaned in for a kiss, and you backed away from me in disgust, and you said,
"No,
is that supposed to impress me?"
No, I said, "Oh, you think you deserve a kiss?" That's what I said.
Oh, well, it's basically in the same vibe and spirit of Vatican II. No, you were not. So you were the first woman that did not find yourself madly in love with me based on my ability to drum solo on my guitar.
I was the first woman not to fall madly in love with you. I thought you just said you had to sign up for a dating website because nobody would date you.
No. I suspect, I've heard things that people did like me, but
people did want to date me.
Yes, I found out post later. Much post.
Post haste. Okay. Please finish your story post haste.
All right, so yeah, that was that was kind of just what I went through. And then my journey, you know, conversion, call it that, initiation, if you will, into just like really seeing myself as, you know, what it means to be a man, and being comfortable in my own shoes, call it that. That's where I was. And I think that was like when I was 24. So that took me a long time to grow up, I think. And now I've grown up even more. Like, oh my gosh, I do the dishes and I take out the trash, and sometimes I throw the trash in the sink.
Sometimes you give too much to charity.
I don't want to go on about my strengths too much. These are my weaknesses are my strengths. But yeah, and that's it. And then I saw my friend who like we were gonna go hang out and get some beer and then play chess, and then go hang out at the mall and try to meet girls.
That's awesome.
We were, or maybe we were gonna get beer and then go play chess at the mall
With the girls.
Checkmate, ladies. And as I was gonna go pick him up or whatever, and he was like, "Oh, hang on for a second," you know, and he signed out of his Ave Maria Singles account right there, and I was like looking over his shoulder, like, you know, and I saw, you know, like, oh my gosh, like you do this, number one, and then two, you know, you're I didn't know you did this. I like, this is for losers. Like, we're not losers, which, come on. You know, but it was like this clicking moment in my brain that if he could do this, you know, why can't I? Like that, you know, and so we talked about it, and I was asking questions, and then I just signed up. And yeah. It was pretty easy, because I think like when you're Catholic and you are discerning marriage, like you reach that point of maturity where it's like, I'm not looking for dating. Like I'm tired of that. Like everybody else is doing that, like that whole thing, you know, and I don't feel called to, I'm drawn to something else. Like I have this desire for I'm done with all the stuff that I've tried, and I've this desire for, I don't know exactly what, but I know it's greater than all of this stuff. And so, yeah, like the deeper you go in your faith, you realize, oh wait, that's marriage. And oh wait, that's like a full on commitment. You got to commit like a pig in a ham sandwich. There's no going back. All right. Nothing that can undo that time machine. But anyway, yeah. That's where I was, maturity wise.
Yeah. And I think I was in a similar place of just, okay, I'm done with school. I'm living on my own. I have a job. Like I need to find, what my vocation is, you know. I'm ready to be serious about this. And it was like, I don't feel like I want to waste my time anymore on just a relationship for the sake of a relationship. Like I want a relationship that I can grow in, that I'm going to pursue marriage with. And I kind of always knew, because, you know, you had the purity culture, and we had I Kissed Dating Goodbye. I went to one of the big conferences where everybody signed the purity card things and stuff like that. Like, you know, and then rebelled against that for a little while in college, and then really came back to, man, I'm ready for the next thing. You know, I'm ready for commitment. I'm ready for what my vocation is. I discerned that it was marriage. So, okay, let's find ourselves a husband, you know, like I want to find a man that's going to be 100% all in, that love is a decision that he is making 100% the same that I'm making 100%. Who's going to be
like money, no. Paycheck wise?
No, not paycheck wise, obviously.
I think I was making more than you at the time as a teacher's aide.
Your retirement was better than my youth ministry.
That's
retirement.
True. Massachusetts, that was really good. Man. Did we cash that in?
Yeah.
Is it gone?
I think we did.
Oh, dang it.
I think we did, to pay off a car. But anyway, so we were just in a place of like looking for serious commitment. Now we're done wasting time. Let's discern together, you know, is marriage, and just both of us going into it thinking, having a marriage mindset, like is if this is going towards marriage, we're in it 100%. If it's not, then, it's time to break up. But we were both really on the same page.
Yeah. This was commitment. Like, and yeah, you were my first.
Mm-hmm. First kiss.
Do you get like butterflies every time I say that? You're my first.
Yeah. Especially when you say it with the lisp.
You're
my first.
Okay. When you try to say first many times in a row, it creates kind of a stutter.
No, I'll never.
Are you attracted to that?
Remember when I went to visit you in Massachusetts and we had just finished breakfast or something and you gave me a kiss and then you were like, "Oh, you kissed me with my retainer in." I was a little bit horrified. A little bit. But here's the other thing.
I knew that you were horrified. I knew you were the one after that. So, okay. Ends being a giant bee.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. What I really loved about this relationship compared to other relationships
was that I kept my retainer clean.
No, but you were virtuous. You were virtuous, not just in keeping your retainers clean, but in just being caring about my physical and spiritual nature. Whereas I feel like, you hear chivalry like, oh, open the door for a woman and, open her car door and pay for dinner and that type of thing. But it was a different care that I hadn't really fully experienced in other relationships of like, hey, I'm gonna, call you and make you go to adoration when you're having a tough time because I want you to bring this to the Lord. We'll talk about that story another time.
That's
but
what
just
I
like,
did.
yeah, you were just virtuous and I really appreciated that. I really appreciated seeing you pray. It was very different than most of my other relationships.
Wait, but I did hold the door for you a few times.
When we were dating. You were so chivalrous.
Well,
and you're like, yeah, I have finished the race.
I have her, and she can't leave.
Wow, that sounds like kidnapping. Okay.
Turn on the water hose.
Marriage, kidnapping. I don't know. It's basically the same thing.
Please.
No,
Please.
Just kidding.
If I have been kidnapped, if there's anyone out there who's listening, everybody who's been married or is married knows that it's like a kidnapping. There's no getting out. No one hears you in the trunk. That got dark really
Well,
quick.
yeah. Oh my gosh.
We could go darker.
Yeah, let's not. I'm good. I'm good with where we're at.
What's that color? Black. That didn't they invent some like paint that was
What's that color? Black?
No, I mean, didn't they? What I meant was, didn't they invent some paint that was like the darkest black ever? Like, no.
I have literally no idea what you're talking about.
And that's
but I'm
because
sure
you're not knowledgeable about
stuff,
what's current in events.
Color palettes. Yeah. Man, Sherwin-Williams, come on.
You had to
send me better emails.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's kind of our.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna wrap things up.
Yeah, I think we can wrap it up. I would just say, yeah, like it's that was money well spent, I guess. Like it wasn't.
I agree.
Yeah. And
I still love you a lot.
You don't.
I'd still pay $168 for you.
But you would check the budget first and be like, where is this coming from? How are we going to make this work? Yeah.
Let's start a new business for you.
I don't want you to do that.
Yeah. No more businesses.
Yeah,
we have too many.
We're running too many things at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Well, yeah, that's our story.
Thank
next
you guys.
Time.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for our next episode, and we'll be diving more and deeper into how we somehow marriage.
It'll be great.
All right. God bless everybody. If you want to check out more of what we're up to and different things like that, you can check out our social media, somehowimarriage.com. We've got a Facebook page and an Instagram, and we've got a Patreon also. If you want to support our podcast, please check it out, and we appreciate it.
Was there somebody else that we had to give a shout out to?
Thanks, Mom and Dad, for helping fund some of our podcast equipment.
Thanks, Mom, for helping me come up with my pickup line to my wife. Oh my gosh. All right. Talk to you later. Who's watching our kids?
We should go check on them.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
All right. Bye.